Good morning friends. Today I will teach you soil mechanics. What is soil? Soil is formed by weathering of rocks or by decomposition of organic matter. Now the types of soil depending on their way of transportation or deposition. Number 1, alluvial soil. Alluvial soil means river transported or deposited. Next is lacustrine soil. It is lake transported or deposited. Marine soil is sea transported or deposited. Aeolian soil, that is wind transported or deposited. Example is the loess. Colluvial soil, that is gravity transported or deposited. Example is talus. Now there are few other terminologies used for soil. For example, peat. Peat is a combination of clay and sand. Loam. Loam is a combination of sand, silt and clay. And humus, that is half decomposed soil. Now I will discuss about the soil particle based on their grain size. This table you have to remember. Let us start with number 1 is clay. Clay means the grain size is less than 2 micron. Silt, 2 to 75 micron, 2 micron to 75 micron. Number 3, sand, 75 micron to 4.75 millimeter. Number 4, gravel, 4.75 millimeter to 80 millimeter. Fifth, cobble, 80 to 300 millimeter. And the last one is the boulder, that is greater than 300 millimeter. Here you remember that 1 millimeter is equal to 1000 micron. So this table is very important. Please memorize this table with their grain size and the soil particle. Now let us discuss about some basic terminologies about the soil. That means what is a well graded soil, uniformly graded soil, gap graded soil, etc. Let us start with the first one, that is the well graded soil. Well graded soil means all the particles are in good representation, that is a well graded. Uniformly graded means most particles are of the same size. Gap graded means excess of some particles and absence of some particles. Some particles are present in very good proportion, some particles are absent. So these are called the gap graded soil. One more important terminology is Atterberg limit. What is Atterberg limit? Atterberg limit is the water content at which soil passes from one state to the next one. Let us see this graph. Along x-axis, this is the water content of in the soil, and along y-axis, it is the volume. Now if you see the curve, that is, and this has been segregated or divided into 4 regions, A, B, C, D. Please see that A stands for the solid, B stands for the semi-solid, C stands for plastic, and D stands for liquid. What does it mean? It means that as you go along the x-axis, that means what? You are increasing the water content. So as you increase the water content, the soil as a solid enters into the semi-solid zone. If you further increase the water content, it enters in the plastic zone. If you further increase the water content from plastic zone, it enters in the liquid zone. And obviously, as you increase the water content, the volume is also increased. So these limits are called, limits means the water contents at which the soil passes from one state to the next state. It is called the Atterberg limit. Good morning friends. I will discuss few terminologies for soil mechanics which will be very much handy for your GATE architecture exam. Let us start with the first one, that is the permeability. What is permeability of a soil? Permeability of a soil is the property which allows the passage of fluid through it. Now the next is the type of the soil and their permeability. Type of the soil I have written as gravel, sand, silt, clay, and the permeability is denoted as K and the unit is centimeter per second. So for gravel it is 1, sand it is 0.01, silt it is 10 to the power minus 4 and clay it is 10 to the power minus 6. So by this table, what type of question can come? That it is in case from gravel to clay, as the soil sizes or the particle sizes decreases, the permeability increases. So you have to remember this sequence, that is in gravel, sand, silt, clay. For gravel the permeability is the highest, that is 1, and the clay it is the lowest, that is 10 to the power minus 6. So while giving the question or while answering the question, please keep it in mind that whether they have asked for the ascending order or the descending order. So gravel, sand, silt, clay, GSSC. Like this way you can remember, but the sand and silt both stands with the word letter A, so please be cautious at that point. So gravel is the most permeable one and the stiff clay is the impermeable. You can tell that the permeability is the lowest. Next is shear strength. The shear strength is the ability of the soil to resist the failure under loading. Third one, liquefaction. Liquefaction, it is, what is liquefaction of a soil? That when a saturated sandy soil, it is subjected to earthquake loads. So liquefaction, this word or this terminology is associated with the earthquake load. So what happens when a saturated sandy soil is subjected to the earthquake load? It loses its shear strength. As a result, the soil momentarily liquefies and behave as a dense fluid. This phenomena is called as the liquefaction. Next terminology is the expansive soil. What do you mean by expansive soil? Expansive soil means the soil has a tendency to increase in volume when the water is available. What is the example? Black cotton soil. Next I will discuss about the quicksand. It is very important. You can put a star mark over here. This is one of the most probable question which may come in the future year. Quicksand. Quicksand, first of all you remember, it is not a type of sand. It is not a type of sand. But it is a phenomena. What is the phenomena? What happens over here? That when a cohesionless soil, for example silt, fine sand, like this. So when a cohesionless soil loses all its shear strength, soil particles move in upward direction, which is called boiling or quicksand condition. So quicksand condition or the phenomena happens when the cohesionless soil loses its shear strength and the soil particles move in upward direction. Next phenomena I will discuss about the frost heave. What is frost heave? Let us see that if temperature falls below the freezing point and ice is formed, this causes increase in volume and uplifts the light structures built on the ground. This is known as frost heave. Did you get it? That when a temperature falls below a freezing point, obviously the ice will be formed. So if the ice is formed, as you know that from water, when the ice is formed, the volume increases. So if the volume of the soil increases, what will happen? It will uplift the light structure which is already built on the ground. This is called as the frost heave. Now just the opposite one, frost boil. What is frost boil? That when this ice melts, that when the temperature increases, the ice will melt. So the water content then will increase and the soil is softened. It gets soft. This phenomena is known as frost boil. The first one is the frost heave and this is the frost boil. Now, which soils are prone to this phenomena, frost heave and frost boil? Silt and fine sand. Now to encounter this type of problem, what is generally done, that 15 to 30 centimeter thick insulation blanket made of gravel, coarse sand, it is provided in the soil to prevent it. Next I will discuss about the bearing capacity. Bearing capacity is the ability of the soil to carry load without any shear failure. Number 2, plate load test is conducted to find the bearing capacity, and a load versus settlement curve is drawn. Few other points you can remember, that the minimum depth of foundation below the ground level provided is 500 millimeter, and this is some codal specification as per IS 1904, that is allowable settlement is given in millimeter, that is sand and hard clay. If you have the isolated foundation, so allowable settlement is 50 mm. Raft foundation built on a sand or hard clay, it is 75 mm. Isolated foundation built on plastic clay, settlement is 75 mm. And raft foundation based on the plastic clay, it is 100 mm. So this table, you remember it. So it is very handy because this combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 questions can be combined. Isolated foundation on sand or hard clay and plastic clay, raft foundation on sand or hard clay and plastic clay. This type of combination they ask in the question. Thank you. Let us see now past year GATE question papers. The first question is, particles of soil in descending order of grain size is, 4 options are given. Gravel, sand, silt, clay. Option 2, gravel, sand, clay, silt. Option 3, sand, gravel, clay, silt. And option D, clay, gravel, sand, silt. As we have already discussed, the particles of soil in descending order of grain size is gravel, sand, silt, clay. The next question is, damage of foundation due to soil liquefaction is related to A, cyclone, B, landslide, C, floods, D, earthquake. So the correct option is soil liquefaction. This term is related to earthquake. Next question is, match the terms in group 1 with the definitions in group 2. Column 1 has been given some terminologies: permeability, shear strength, bearing capacity and pH level. So let us see, as we have already learned, the permeability is, it will be the option 2, the ease with which water can flow through soil. Number 2, shear strength. Shear strength is what? It determines the stability of the soil and its ability to resist failure under loading. Number 3, bearing capacity. Bearing capacity means the load which a soil is able to support. And pH level, pH level shows the ability of the soil to support plant growth. So these are the past year question papers I have discussed here.